I think one of the biggest challenges with teaching with TV programs in the classroom is time. That seems to be a big issue. I'm fairly new to teaching, and so I'm kind of working out what I'm meant to be doing as I'm going along, so I am improvising quite a bit. And one of my biggest challenges before I've even got to the teaching, I'm working out whether the kid is actually learning or enjoying themselves, which I think is pretty fundamental to learning, is that I've got to plan out the term, and I've got to work out, what weeks I'm doing what topics and how I can fit that into assessment and all that sort of stuff. And obviously with teaching texts with movies and with TV, having the time in the class to be able to show that, and then making the decision between, well, do I use up 40 minutes of this half a period to show this TV show in its full length, and then do I sacrifice that, or do I then try to make it a lunchtime thing where not everyone will come? Or it's sort of, I guess it's the nitty-gritty, the scheduling stuff, which, because I'm quite new to teaching, I'm not sure what the answer is, but it's really about time.
The greatest challenge is organising cast and crew with no money. The technological challenges, I think, are diminishing fantastically. We've got brilliant digital SLR cameras coming out nowadays. So the cost and the availability of the editing and capturing technology is cheaper than ever before. But what stays the same is how you find in busy lives a crew and a cast to get to a location at a certain time and to participate in the collaborative process without being paid. And that's a constant demand for students. Their interpersonal skills have to be so sophisticated. They have to be able to really relate with a wide group of people and engage them and get them to help them without making it feel like it's charity. They have to really be able to sell themselves and to get other people to buy into their projects, and I think that'll continue forever. That's what human beings do.
I think the greatest challenge for television is to actually engage their audience and make it more interactive. And I know that's happening with certain programs like Q&A and in Gordon Street Tonight. I thought that was, even though it's not live, but it's still got a lot of participatory sort of thing, which now audiences are starting to really expect. So I think it's more of a challenge for television to actually adjust to the audience expectations.
I think one of the greatest challenges that students or teachers have with television is at the moment is that it's just so fragmented. There's so much out there, and trying to cut out the gold from the dross is quite difficult. And the fact that there are some people who can sort of point towards things with things like Atom or study guides and things like that, I think that makes a big difference, because there's a lot of noise out there, and just trying to get a bit of an idea, and you've got a limited time, and you can't watch everything that comes across your screen. So it's important to be able to differentiate what's the stuff that's going to be good for you and for your students.
In terms of teaching material on with respect to television, I think there is an issue where a lot of excellent material now is being produced for subscriber TV. Not every teacher has access to a Foxtel or various other things. Not everybody's using that. So there's a lot of material that students might be watching that we're not necessarily able to see. Certainly there are restrictions at times on, for example, having YouTube in the classroom and being able to introduce a program and say, well, here's this material that we'd like you to study. So the technologies are moving so quickly, they're sort of moving beyond the scope of processes that have been set up in schools to introduce material into the classroom. So we have to, try and catch up or try and have a medium ground somewhere. And I guess at times there are issues where students would like to discuss materials that would be beyond the classification range of what they should be, or what we would say that they should be watching, and so that sometimes poses problems as well.